So I wake up this morning and I'm expecting to see some news about the Walmart Collector Con. We were teased throughout the whole week to get hyped for this Monday, March 15th, 2021. Walmart's going to reveal all their stuff that's going to be going on for exclusives, especially that of the Transformer world. And we had all these leaks over the past couple of days, so hopefully there was going to be some new information this morning. But apparently out of nowhere, we get some information on some new Transformer Kingdom product, but it's not related to Walmart. The Japanese website Autobot Aichi posted a pair of images at 6 a.m. in the morning. Apparently they came from other sources too, but we're going to go with Autobot Aichi. And this pair of images gives us a strong look at what's going to be happening with two characters. A lot of people missed the second one. Everyone was focusing on the main course. They weren't looking at the side dish, but I'll get into that. First one we're talking about here is Leader Class Transformers War for Cybertron Galvatron. And we got one image that's pretty much a majority of the body untransformed or transformed pretty messily for robot mode. And another one is a shot of pretty much the leg assembly detached from the body with some little extra things on the side, which I'll get into. So, what do we got here? Well, looking from the first image, the one that pretty much has the head cut off, again, it's mistransformed, but from what we could see of the fine details that would make the robot mode ultimately in the end, we're getting a very show-accurate Studio Sunbow Fluoro Deary designed Galvatron, especially when you focus on stuff like the leg area and the fine details of the knee with the red spot and then the black, I guess we'll call it shin guard going down, even the little stripe details on his thighs, all of that invoked of the animation model. Very accurate to that, very nice. The choice of purple, maybe it's just me being nitpicky. It's that choice of purple more lies in turn to the Studio Ox purple, where Galvatron's been more of a purpley blue, if anything. But again, I'm splitting hairs here, and I think it also leads to the credence that like what we get in Kingdom is one thing, and we're gonna get something that's similar, potentially maybe even better, but similar but different when we get to a Studio Series 86 Galvatron, maybe a year or 2 years from now. So they have to create some kind of mild difference between the two. But judging from what I could see here, you could see the forearms. I find that the gang molding and the coloring and everything going on here is spot on, though. And I don't mean the coloring as in the choice of purple. I mean that like the forearms are that purple that are going to match the arms and everything and the chest. So there's no miscoloration in terms of the gang molding of how this design is. Potentially if they do a repaint later it's more show accurate, the gang molding will be an indication of how well that would work out. Obviously like stuff like the treads, it's all mistransformed and it's all over the place, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. It looks really good. From what we could tell already, show me the head. Show me the head. Show me, like, are we going for a show-accurate head, a Studio Ox head? Like, what's that head style? Is it 100% indication of what we already saw with the Kingdom TV? It's not Kingdom, the Earthrise TV series on Netflix. I mean, we can't use that 100% as an indication of designs because, I mean, look at Bumblebee. From the toy to the animation model and that. So it's something where we'll see what happens. But so far, so good, if you ask me. Now, let's talk about the side dish, which some people have been kind of ignoring. And it was something that I noticed right away while looking at that Galvatron was there's a very familiar pattern of a T-Rex body up there. And even more so with the second image when we're seeing the back of a certain T-Rex's body also. So these are clearly pieces from a Leader Class Kingdom Megatron, but more specifically something that we were speculating way back in January. Back in January, there was an image of an individual that got their War for Cybertron Kingdom Megatron, Beast Wars Megatron, and it came with an alternate head that was different than the one that was predominantly seen. The head that's normally predominantly seen is a closed mouth. This one had a big grinning face. And back in January, I did a segment talking about it, how it could be potentially a throwback to a future repaint of a T-Rex Megatron. Specifically T-Rex from Beast Machines, which for people who aren't familiar with that, back in Beast Machines, they had a subline called the Dinobots, and they took the original 1996 Megatron, Beast Wars Megatron toy, they repainted it into like a coppery red is the best way to put it, and made it a new character, and that was that. That was a good guy from the Dinobots sub-team. And I was figuring like, well, if you stay true to that mold, that old, 96 Beast Wars Megatron mold, it has that big grinning face on it, and having this face variant and putting it on there, well, there you go. And I guess this kind of lends credence to it, because there we have clearly the tail pattern and the side of the body in the first Galvatron image of a T-Rex Megatron, if you will, or Beast Machines T-Rex. And then obviously his side of Dino, or back of the robot mode body pieces, in the second image. So expect that also to come at some point, because that's also an indication of some future product. How that's going to be? Is it going to be a Generation Selects? Is it going to be a Netflix exclusive? Is it going to be just a basic retail product? We don't know, but it's going to be something at some point. And the last thing that I just want to quash, because some people were speculating too. So the other pieces that are done in that teal there, for people that aren't familiar, that's part of the C-Cons, the Generation Select C-Cons. And like that teal piece that's near the Galvatron legs, that's actually Turtler, a.k.a. Snaptrap, aka King Poseidon, whatever. It's his head. It's just been disconnected from the body. And same thing like with the first image, that's just Turtler, aka Snaptrap, his assembly and everything, and his chest was, I guess, his combiner chest or his shield. So don't worry too much about that. I think people are reading too much into that, where, oh no, maybe they're doing a re-release or something. But it's just the figures. So very interesting stuff here. Very interesting stuff. At least it gives us an indication, a better look at what our Galvatron is going to look like, which is pretty exciting. Again, he's going to be a leader class. That is what the rumor has been for a while. And judging by the scale here next to Turtler, pretty much confirms that, because those are two massive legs. So that's going to be a big figure. So it's definitely going to be that of the leader class. Looks pretty good. We don't see the cannon yet, like his big orange cannon. We don't see his head yet, but so far, so good from what I could tell, even from this mistransformed mangulation that we got in front of us. But I think even in a lot of ways, the bigger news is the confirmation that now T-Rex is 100% a thing, and just the speculation that I had back in January is starting now to truly surface. And how we're going to get that, we don't know. The Galvatron, we're pretty much confirmed that it's going to be a Wave 3 leader class, possibly a Wave 4, depends. It's probably going to be Wave 3. But the T-Rex, we do not know what the distribution for that will be. If it'll be potentially a Generation Selects, maybe some store exclusive, maybe it'll just be basic retail, and it'll be another leader class to go alongside Galvatron to have some kind of filler. Who knows? But let me know what you think about this. Pretty exciting stuff to see. And the day's not done yet. We've just woken up this morning and got the crust out of our eyes. So I'm pretty sure we'll have some more stuff to discuss later today, hopefully. But if not, good way to start the day. Happy Monday.